Can you all hear me okay? All right, good. I got to get my biography. According to the biography, I'm about 164 years old. So just, if I forget to peter out later on, just say, I can't know. So here's the deal. We've got the natural world. We've got the artificial world. A very famous guy named Herb Simon, who was a Nobel laureate in economics, was teaching at Carnegie Mellon. And he sort of recognized this dichotomy, the world that was created and given to us, and the world that we've made of it, and started talking about the difference between the natural sciences and the sciences of the artificial. So the natural sciences are there to help us understand and explain and hopefully predict what happens out there, the biome, the environment, the universe. But then there's an entire area that is focused on what we as human beings have created. And that requires a different approach and a different kind of science. More than 100 years before Herb Simon came to this realization, the British playwright George Bernard Shaw said, "You see things and you say why, but I dream things that have never were and say why not." That was a quote, one of the favorite quotes of John Robert Kennedy. And what it does, it points up the difference between understanding the natural world, where we seek to learn about it, to be able to predict it, and then the world that we create, which depends really only on our imagination and our willingness to keep at something until we succeed. So Shaw and Simon helped us figure out the two worlds that we move between. Sarah Sarabati is a professor at the Darden School at the University of Virginia. She actually was a student of Herb Simon, and she was fascinated and remains fascinated by the sciences of the artificial. And so what she did is she actually put down a set of rules, operationalize and make real Herb Simon's idea about the sciences of the artificial. And she calls her approach world making. So in the natural sciences, the natural world, create the natural sciences to understand what's going on. In the artificial world, Sarah says what we need instead of natural sciences is an entrepreneurial science that helps us understand creation. So entrepreneurship is fundamentally what creation is all about. Creating new products, new services, new ways to see the world, new ways to help. That's what Rachel worked at. Slew Grad. Like so many of you, like I did when I was your age, she went overseas in part to explore, understand more about herself by understanding the world and from a different perspective. And she had gone to Panama. What surprised her was how much time and energy every family in the little rural area she was working in spent each day just trying to get fresh, clean water for the family. They had to go miles to get it and then carry back relatively small amounts. And they had to carry it in whatever was handy. This really bothered her, and she was looking for a way to solve this problem for these people. And she came up with the idea of getting simple plastic jugs, the kind that we have around here all the time, the yellow ones that you see her holding. Giving a family that jug, literally one jug holds enough water for a family of 4 for a day. Carrying 2 jugs, much easier than the head balancing sorts of things that they were trying. And it was easier to handle. It would spill the water. You didn't lose the water. So even children could now do it. It made it easier and faster and safer for families to get water. Then she discovered you can actually hook up a filter to the hose you're using to fill the cans with water and literally purify the water closest to the home. So you don't have to walk hours. You just have to walk to the next stream fill up the can, run it through the hose, and the hose has a filter that will clean it up. From that, she created, to get these cans and these filters to people, she created water for Panama. And here at SLU, you would sometimes see fundraisers with those yellow cans, and people gathered up often around one of the fountains here at SLU, filling the cans from the fountains and raising money so that a family can be taken care of for 10 years with $40. She went to learn about herself and to learn about the world. But in the end, she learned to create the world that she wanted to see. George Bernard Shaw again. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And that's what Rachel did. She created herself as a person who created a solution for those in need. That's part of what entrepreneurship is all about. How do you do what she did? Well, Sarah's gave us some guidelines, and I think they're pretty good ones. The first of these is start with what you know and who you know. You, at this moment, have literally everything you need to start a business, to create an organization that can help people or help the world. You can do it sitting here right now. Why? Because a lot of this depends on ideas, and you've got those, and a lot of it depends on connecting to others. Just think how many people you've got hooked in on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on everything else, all your other social networks. So let's think about, let me give you an example. I don't know how many of you know Summer. Summer Marcha is a student here at SLU. Devout Muslim. She takes dressing conservatively, in accordance with her religion, very seriously. She was frustrated because she likes to dress in a conservative, traditional fashion, but she's also a modern woman, and she likes to be stylish. And finding clothes that were both modest and stylish was difficult. She appealed to her friends, her family. They all had that same problem. And they all started to, when they had ideas or she found something, she started to share it with them. She found that Instagram was a great way to get this information out, so she created an Instagram account. You can see it here. That's today. I grabbed this screen grab earlier today. She did that, and it started to grow. Her family and friends loved it. They started to mention to other friends, and it grew and grew and grew. This morning, she was over 327,000 subscribers. She is invited to Fashion Week in New York and in Dubai. And what did she do? She literally took the things that she liked, modest fashion, and the people she knew, family and friends, and grew a global organization influencing people all over, not just Muslims, but Orthodox Jews who also like to dress conservatively, Orthodox Christians who like modest wear, are following her. Another thing, when you're looking for a problem to solve, the best problems to solve are those that either will get rid of a pain or can give people a gain, give them something they love that they didn't have before. Another SLU example. That's eBay in the year 2000. Pretty boring, wasn't it, right? Well, back then it was about as good as it got. There were tens of thousands of people selling on eBay, but for the people selling on eBay, the biggest problem was not selling. There were customers all over. The biggest problem was shipping your products. When someone buys it, shipping it to them, because you didn't know what was the best, fastest, cheapest way to do it. If the shipping company you want to use goes where these people are. And so one of the biggest challenges for anyone selling on eBay was figuring out how to ship. Brian Nottingham and Wes Clayton were two of my students in the Advanced Business Planning course. They were sellers on eBay. They realized the pain of shipping and created a company called ShipWorks, which was a website for shippers, basically for sellers on eBay and then later Amazon, to help them find out what was the best, cheapest, and most reliable way to ship any of your products to your customers. The business grew, and it grew, and it grew. Eventually, they bought a building. They put their name on a building in downtown St. Louis, and they filled up a good portion of that building because they found a pain and found a way to solve it. So when you identify this pain, you start thinking of a solution. What you need to do is check your solution. You don't want to be a square peg trying to get into a round hole. This is Robert Rath. Yep, another SLU grad. He had a dream. He's very much into video games. His office right now is full of collectible figurines, and he's actually got a great selection of Star Wars lightsabers. I'm very impressed by them. So this is a guy totally into games. He had an iPad, and he thought, an iPad would be a really cool machine to do video games on. And the thing was, he knew what he'd like to do. He would like to make like Super Mario Brothers, but with monsters of his design. I talked to some friends, figured out it wasn't that hard. He created a company called Pixel Press, where you take a piece of graph paper, you graph out how you want your game to get played, you send it to him, and he and his team literally can convert it over. Today, it actually is all done electronically, so you don't even need that to intervene for you. But literally created a way to write a video game for your iPad or smartphone, and then have it created by Pixel Press. That's a pretty weird idea, but people like it. Well, he went, go back there. He went on Kickstarter and tested his idea out. He was looking for $100,000 to launch the business. He gave himself 90 days to do it. At the end of the time, he had $180,950. Over 2,000 people had made donations anywhere from $1 to $10,000, and several thousand other people added feedback, whether they gave money or not. So he actually had information from more than 7,000 potential customers to help him understand his product and service better. So if you've done all these things, a lot of students come to you with ideas, and they're a little worried about sharing it because they're afraid this will be their one great idea of life. If you have one good idea, you will have many good ideas. Proof. Got a SLU example for you. The girl in the upper right corner of the top photo is Lachlan Johnson. She, her younger brother, and her older sister were the first high school students to get money on Shark Tank. That's the photo you see in the lower left. It was for a product called Flip Outs, which was a bracelet that had removable coins, each of which had a number on the back stamped on it. And you could buy these coins, trade them, give them to people, and everyone could register them online. So if you gave your best friend a Flip Outs coin, they could register it. And if they gave it to their cousin when they were visiting at Christmas, the cousin goes back home and registers it. You can find out that your coin is now in England or in Englewood, California. Who knows? And it turned out to be, it got money from Shark Tank. The company was bought from them. And I think they all worried for about 30 seconds that they had another business in them. What was the next business was Bow Up, two-piece bow ties for guys. And that was Lachlan and her brother Jay. And that picture down there, that's Warren Buffett, Sage of Omaha, the second richest person in the United States. That's probably horrible to do. Okay, and they actually won the business plan competition Warren Buffett sponsored. But they're not done yet. Lachlan is now working on a company called Trebology. You can actually look at it online, trebology.com, which is there to provide training to entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs in K-12 schools. So there is always more ideas. There is no shortage of needs in our world. So don't worry, you can repeat this. All right, one other thing I want you to know before we finish up tonight is that help helps. It's hard to do it yourself, but it's much easier when you get help. This is Kim Hayden, another SLU student. He's also now the head of our Entrepreneurship Center. He created an app for smartphones that you would use when you go to a game, and you can access all the video feeds, you can order food and drink to your seat, you can find the restrooms, you can engage in discussions and auction bids with other people at the game. To make that come to fruition, he got involved. He camped out at my house a lot, and I know he talked to a lot of other professors, but he also depended on his family and friends for advice and referrals, programmer friends, everyone he knew who could program made and gave him advice, and actually a lot of them worked on the business as he got going. Other folks, sports enthusiasts, the people who own sports teams, the people who market to sports fans, because this was a new way for them to connect with fans and customers. And even bankers and angels, because it takes money to do these kind of ideas. So what help can you get? You might be far from home, but you're not far from help. As I said, Tim runs the Entrepreneurship Center at the Cook School, and they provide free counseling and assistance and competitions and referrals to everyone on campus. We've also got things like the Blue Diamond Accelerator, which takes current students who currently own a business, who are thinking about a business, and provides them mentoring and financial support to help them grow their business faster. We've got Tinker Lab in Parks College that lets you staff with students that help advise you, a whole mess of 3D printers, all kinds of tools so you can make stuff right here. If you're more inclined to make food than things in plastic, we've got a shared use kitchen down on the Med campus at Salas Center. Again, staffed with people who know what they're doing to help you launch your food business. We have 32 Coleman Fellows across campus, professors who have an interest in entrepreneurship, but there are things like fine arts, the Doctor of Nursing Practice program, a whole pile of the engineering school, another pile of nutrition and dietetics, and folks all over. If you catch any of them, they'll be glad to connect you to resources, answer questions, and help you out. There's also St. Louis Scores, is the group of experienced business people who are there to provide free advice and mentoring to everyone on the SLU campus. And they have an office on the first floor of the Cook Hall. And then there are people like me floating around. I honestly have no idea who is going to come through my door next and what kind of idea that they're going to have. It could be a new social venture. It could be a new way to blow up the universe. If I'm lucky, it's going to be a pizza. I like barbecue pizza from Memphis, so if you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I bribe a professor? Barbecue pizza is really good. Or if you can find a pizza with really hot sausage, yeah, let's talk. But what I want to leave you with is the idea of opportunity, because I see the world as full of opportunity. The easiest way to think of this is your life is a corridor, and as you